Good morning, everyone. Mike Fiebernitz, Remax Southern Shores, coming to you for another Fiebernitz Friday, where we throw casual Friday out the window, still ending the week on a high note, wearing the suit, the tie, and the customary pocket square. So let's go ahead and jump into the numbers for this week's market mashup, and then this week's topic, which is a month update for the market of May 2024. So for all of you condo owners out there, you are up this past week 0.2%. Up for the year 2.2%. Residential market, no change again. Still up though, up 1% even this year compared to last year's average sales price, which as the residential market has been teetering back and forth at 1% since March 15th of this year. So residential market is very, very stagnant. Land market, huge week, up 2% even this past week, brings you up for the year 19%. Way to go, land market. Basically all the builders and developers are gobbling up every piece of property, tract of land lots, everything, and building on them. So I can understand why that pricing is where it's at, because once the land is gone and built on, then there's not much left, left for anyone to buy. So scarcity is what's happening in the land market. So as I do, or as I've always done at the end of every month, or the start of the every month, the MLS will provide market stats for me, which I have basically been able to provide for you a look behind the curtain at what all real estate agents and professionals have been able to look at and share with you. Since you don't have access to the MLS, I'm going to give you these stats and what's happening in the market so you know. So as I've always done in the past, I'm going to give you the 4 stats that are basically most important from what I've seen at the end of the month, as well as there's historical graphs. And bonus, I've added a 5th stat, which is a very important one. So let's start it off with number 1. Closed sales had a slight increase. Closed sales is basically what it is. Buyer and seller exchange ownership at closing. That's considered a closed sale, and we slightly increased for May, which was only 2%. And the reason I'm saying it's only 2% is it's still an increase, but the increase has significantly stalled from past months this year. If you remember, you've been following my videos, we've increased at a significant rate for closed sales, but it's really really stalled this past month at only 2%. Also, the May amount of this year, 1,050 closed sales, is actually the lowest for May since 2016 at 1,027. I've actually put a link to a 10-year graph, and it's a live link, so you can basically go all the way back and check the numbers for May. And every May has been kind of on a slight increase, but unfortunately, we've kind of been decreasing, which if you look, and if you were to draw an average through the quote-unquote average, we've actually been declining, or been on decline, since the middle of 2021 in the number of closed sales. So not exactly what we want. Number 2 is new listings. They're the same. Again, the number of new properties to come on the market for sales stayed about the same, which has almost been the same in the last 3 months. It's been very stagnant, no increase or decrease of significant value where to cause alarm, I guess we'll call it that. Now, this is interesting. May of this year is the highest in the last 5 years for May, except for 2022, which was basically the boom of the market. Everyone saw the pricing, everyone saw the multiple offers, everyone was putting their property on the market. So we had a lot of new listings hit the market early 2022, but May of this year is actually the highest in the last 5 years. New listings basically means new properties coming on the market, which adds to the inventory that's already on the market, which could possibly and will probably increase. So not exactly what we want in that stat. Number 3, pending sales increased. So the number of properties that went under contract increased, which is great news. But if you look at the direction this has been going since early 2021, we have been on a slight decline since then. So if you look at that graph, click on that graph, then you'll kind of see that it is on a slight decline since 2021, which is not the direction we want it to go as owners of real estate. We want pending sales to just increase, which means buyers are making offers, buying properties, and going under contract. 4, new stat. Hello. New stat alert, homes for sale. So the number of homes for sale basically tells us where the inventory levels are at in a given market. Homes for sale that are decreasing means fewer options for the buyers and an upward push on pricing. Basically, if we have next to nothing for the number of homes for sale, that means buyers have to fight each other for a property, which is going to increase the pricing. If it's increasing, that means there are more options for the buyers and will ultimately create downward pressure on price. So perfect example is the oceanfront condo market. In some buildings, buyers have 25 properties they can choose from. So what's going to happen is they're just going to continue to make low offers until one seller just goes, I'll take that offer. And then that's going to set the new market value. So homes for sale is actually increasing, which is adding to the inventory and basically showing us that inventory is increasing, which we don't want as property owners. 5th and final stat, which is a huge surprise, is that the average sales price increased dramatically. Basically, I was actually shocked at this increase, but the average sales price increased in dramatic fashion, and we increased 8% last month alone from 367 to 399-ish. Little change in there, but you can look at the actual numbers. That's an 8% increase. That's unheard of. That's insane. Little scary, though, because of all the other stats. Average sales price isn't following the rest of the stats. So since we don't have a job market here, like we don't have Boeing or Mercedes like Charleston, we don't have a banking district like Charlotte or a technology district or triad like Raleigh, Durham. This has to be an influx of retirees moving here from the northeast, just because of the pricing of real estate and the cost of living. That's basically the only thing I can really chalk this increase up to, is that a lot of retirees are coming here and they don't need jobs. They don't have to rely on jobs because the pricing of houses is very tough to find a job that you're going to be able to afford that type of house. So overall, all of these stats show we are in a normal market and about to return to levels before the pandemic. And if you ever tried to sell before the pandemic, it was, a lot of competition. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of price reductions, a lot of negotiations, a lot of repair addendums. That's what we dealt with before the pandemic. More importantly, what has kept our average sales price where it's at and increasing is the fact that Myrtle Beach seems to be number one on a lot of lists to move to and live because of the cost of living and of the price of real estate, and then how close you are to the beach, that big old pond out there. Folks, that's all I got this week. If you guys have any question about what's happening in the market, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Drop me a line down below. Hit the share button if you're watching this on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Love to keep you up to date, and let me know how I can help you out. Have a wonderful weekend. It's getting hot out there, so stay cool. See you guys next Friday. Have a good one.